Yo, have you ever wanted to create a projectile skill in Roblox Studio but kept getting stuck or overwhelmed by overly complicated tutorials? Don't worry, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the easiest way to script a fully functioning projectile skill from start to finish. Stick around to see how simple it actually is and get it working in your own game.
Alright, so this is phase one. Phase one is the organization phase. We're gonna get everything set up. First, go to starter player and then go to starter character scripts, and you're gonna want to open up a local script. We're gonna call this local script projectile, just like so. Projectile. And then as you see it says print hello world, we're gonna take that away. Alright, and then cancel out that for now. Go to the server script service. We're gonna do the same thing, except this is gonna be a server script, not a local one, a server script. Now label this also projectile. Okay, now close that up and then go to replicated storage. We're gonna do two things here. Open up a folder. The first one we're gonna call it items, just like so, just like that, items. And the second one, we're gonna duplicate this one just like that, and then we're gonna call this one also remote events. Right, inside of that we're gonna actually add a remote event, and this one's gonna be called projectile, just like everything else. All right, you have that. Okay, so we're gonna go into the local script and gonna start with the input service of the key code when somebody clicks something. All right, you don't have to do this. I like to do it, I guess it's like habit, but I define the player, the local player. So local player is equal to game.players.local player. Just write that out for you guys. All right, now we're gonna do something called the user input service. This is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's when the user inputs something and the game understands and comprehends it. Now it's game colon get service user input service. All right, now something called input began. This is basically when the input started. So colon connect function. Now we're gonna have two parentheses here, input and players typing. You don't have to put players typing, but I put that to denounce that the player is typing. And we're gonna use that in order to not call it when the player is actually typing and not actually want to fire. Okay, just follow what I do. Input.keycode is equal to if input, my fault guys, equal to enum.keycode dot whatever you want it to be. I'm gonna put it as E. Okay, and then if that is true, if the person clicks E, I'm gonna just do a print, maybe print it worked or something like that. All right, okay, looking fabulous, looking good. Oh, almost forgot the player is typing. So it's a parenthesis this is a parameter. You can make it anything you want. I just put players typing for simplicity. So if the player is typing, that means they're not actually on E, they're just typing. Then return end. This basically recalls the script and ends it so that the further ones do not run. So whatever afterwards does not run. And yeah, that's exactly what it does. Okay, now I'm just going to be putting some comments just in case you guys are a little confused so you can understand. Okay, now we're going to add something called a debounce because we don't want it to be spammed, right? A debounce is essentially what a cooldown is, right? It's just a fancy way for saying a cooldown. We're going to make it equal to false, and you're going to understand why. Okay, let's go back into the function, and then if debounce, that means if it's false, then we're going to run all of this, okay? Then afterwards, once the input is done, we're going to set debounce is equal to true. That means it's not false anymore. That means it's already been used, okay? Let me just swap that around. Debounce is equal to true. Okay, now this is where the actual cooldown comes. So text.wait, wait, that's going to be our wait for the cooldown. Let's put it in 2 seconds. And yeah, just okay, and then we're going to make the debounce is equal to false. Okay, now let's play it, and everything should be working fine. Let's see. spamming it. Oh, doesn't seem to be working. Okay, there must be an issue. Let me see. Oh, okay, we forgot to say if the debounce is equal to false. I just put debounce, which was false. Okay. Now when we test it, should it work now? Let's see. Yep, there we go. The debounce, the cooldown is there. And I'm spamming it right now, but it's not working. Okay, that's good. Let's move on.
So phase two. So in this phase, I'm going to be showing you guys how to communicate between the server and the client. All right. Okay. First, I just want to see how I got this. I just went into Fireball. I searched that up and I dragged this thing here. So I took some scripts away. Let me just do it again so you guys can actually see. Delete this. Delete this thing also. All right. I dragged it in here. It has some scripts, but don't worry. Okay. Delete. You're gonna want to delete this. Just search up script. This like is a swirling effect on it. You don't have to delete that. I'm not gonna delete that. But the starter pack, you can delete that, and then you should be good. Okay, we're not gonna do anything to this. We're gonna leave it here. What we're gonna do is we're going to go in here, and I'm gonna show you guys how to communicate between the client and the server. First, I like to actually do the cooldown again because I want to make sure like hackers cannot get to it, and I'll show you how. Okay, our cooldown, let's make it 1 second now. All right, local cooldown is equal to 1. So instead of putting 2 here, I just put cooldown because it stands for 1. All right. Now, if you guys recall the remote event that we made that one time, okay, we're gonna call it local remote is equal to game. Oops, it's equal to game dot replicated storage dot remote event colon wait for child projectile. Wait for child just means get the children, which is the parents is this one, right? Okay, this is the remote. So what we want to do here is we want to remote fire server so that I can communicate with the server. And in here we can put an argument. The argument we're gonna put here is the cooldown. Now I'm gonna get why we do that just as soon as I go here. Okay, so cooldown, put the remote, and then fire it. Now we're gonna go back to our server script service, if you guys remember, projectile. Okay, we're gonna recall this thing again, the remote event. So we do game replicated storage, the remote events, projectile. Wait, let's not do dot projectile. Wait for child projectile dot on server event colon connect function. Slide this right over. Boom. Okay. Now in these, you're gonna have to put the player first. Okay, that's what Roblox demands first. The player. Okay, the one who clicked E. So we're gonna put that there. We're gonna put just PLR to stand for player. But then the other thing we're gonna put is the argument. We're gonna say arg for argument. Okay, and then boom. The argument we're bringing here in this case is cooldown, which is 1. The argument is 1. Now we're gonna say if argument is equal to 1. Let me see if it is 1. Then print. It worked. Let's do that again. Okay. And I took it's worked from here. So if you have it like this printed over here, erase that. You don't need that anymore. Just have it here. Okay, we're gonna play the game and we're gonna see. Okay, spam E. Okay, good. It worked, and it happens every 1 second. I'm spamming it right now, but it only happens every 1 second. Now, you're maybe asking, why did we do this for? Well, we did this for because we want to be able to make sure that the person cannot hack. Okay, let me tell you something. In a client, in client, the person can change or a hacker can change anything. Okay, but in the server, it's basically you can't even hack the server. It's very hard to hack the server. So if I put the cooldown as 1 and I say I didn't fire the argument as 1, and someone could come in here and basically make it like 0.22 seconds, right? Right. And then say if I took this away and I just fired the server, that would literally happen. And there was nothing I can do about it. But since I called the cooldown as an argument, right, the argument has to say true. It has to equal to 1. Because if it doesn't, then it's not going to fire. So right now, I put it to 0.22. Okay. If I go here, say if I'm a hacker, I put it to 0.22. If I go here, it shouldn't work. Yeah, I'm spamming it, and it's not working. Okay. So it's a little security measure. It doesn't take too long. But as long as you guys understand that the first thing that goes here is the player, the one who fired. And the second thing is whatever you're calling here, which is your argument. It's my argument. And yeah, that's the end of phase 2. Okay, phase 3. This is the most long phase. This is the longest phase. And we're going to be doing basically the I'm going to teach you guys how to weld a part to a dummy and then animate it. Because we're going to weld this right here to a dummy. It's going to look like a fireball, but like it's going to look like the person is charging it up and like finally letting go of it. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And then afterwards, obviously, we're going to use the projectile and make it go forward. For that, we're going to use, I'm thinking TweenService. So it can tween smoothly to the person. Okay, first what we want to do is you want to go here. No, it's avatar, rig builder, and block. We're using R15. I think is that what I did. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be using R15. Okay, let's put this person out. Let's not call this rig. Let's call it dummy. Okay. The fireball effect. What is this one called? What's that one? Okay, it's called yellow glow. Is that what it's called? Okay, boom. Let's move that. Let's put that into the dummy. Is that in the dummy? Okay, that is in the dummy. Now what we're gonna do is, hold on. Let me put it into workspace first, so it doesn't move with the dummy. Let's put into the workspace. Let's drag it. This is the right hander. Can't tell. Okay, it is. Okay, I'm gonna put this. I don't know. There's a lot of particles, but I'm gonna put this right here. Okay. All right, looking comfortable. Hold on. Let me set it right here. Can also draw Sengan, but red. All right, boom. You have it nice and settled in the way you want it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to here. Get this plugin. It's called Moon Animator. Okay. Get the plugin. It's called Moon Animator. I'm pretty sure a good amount of you have it. Okay, you have this right here. Go to plugin. Come here and go to Easy Weld. And you do parts. Okay. The first part is your base part, and the second is your target. So the base is we're gonna make it the hand. Let's say the right hand, or let's do the arm actually. Right, upper arm. Okay. Then do. I think you hold not shift. You hold control. Hold control as you're doing this to also click the yellow glow, and then join in place and make sure animatable is turned on. You join in place. Boom. Okay. Looks about good. Okay, now let's see. Oops, sorry. Alright. We go here, the plugins again. Go to Moon Animator and click New Rig Animation. Okay? Let me get myself set up, situated. Kinda just drag it to fit your screen. Don't want to cover the dummy too much. Okay, boom. Mind you, I'm not the best at animating, so don't come after me. But let's just see if everything is good now. Okay, this is the right upper arm. Let's see if we move it. It moves the actual thing. Why is it? Let me see. Okay, it moves with it. That's good. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. Okay. Let's just create some form of animation. Okay, So we just finished the animation. That's how it looks like. Nothing too crazy, just a simple animation to show you guys. File, we're gonna click save as projectile anim. Okay. You can delete this thing right here. That's something I did earlier. Okay, we have this in here. Let's see, just in case. Okay, now we need to export it into Roblox. I think we gotta go here. We gotta click save/export, save to Roblox. Now copy the ID. Okay, okay, we're done here. Okay, the animation is done. Everything looks good. Now we're gonna bring this yellow thing back into the fireball. Okay, everything looks good for now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring everything into replicated storage. So why does well just bring the whole thing right here? Drag it into items dot replicated storage. Items replicated storage. We don't need that to be in here. We can just delete this thing. It's just a model to show. Okay, we have everything in here. Let's make sure this thing is anchored, by the way. It doesn't fall out. And then can collide. Can collide basically means is it gonna interact with the objects? Let's put it no. It will, but it's gonna like kind of no clip through them, so it doesn't really hit anything. Okay, so boom, we have everything set up. Now we gotta go to the server script. All right, so now we are going to basically make when the player gets the fireball in their hand, it's gonna animate it, and then it's going to shoot the projectile out. Like I said earlier, we're going to be using TweenService to get this done. So let's get started. Go to your server script service, and remember the projectile script you got. I want to add a folder, and name this folder animations, or anims for short, doesn't matter. Okay, gonna add our animation. Gonna add that later, not right now. Let's go here and let's define a couple of things that we might need. Let me zoom up for you guys. Okay, take that away. Let's call this the library. Okay, so first thing we want to define is the animation. Local animation is equal to script wait for child script no dot animations wait for child animation. Okay, all right, now I'm just gonna name a couple things that we're probably gonna need later. Local humanoid, this is the person's character. Is player dot character. You know what, let me define character right now. Actually, local char for character is equal to player dot character. Humanoid is char. Wait for child. Humanoid. That's basically how you deal damage, make the person walk faster, jump faster, stuff like that. Another thing that's probably important or might need is humanoid root part. That's the actual, I guess like torso of the person. And that's char. Wait for child. Humanoid root part. And if you guys recall, we want to weld the fireball to the person's hand as soon as they're doing the animation because it's not going to do it for you. We're going to have to do that in the script, okay? I already have like a welding, I guess like line of code that I copied from online. But let me see if I can get it. Was it, we used the right hand for it, no? Let me see. I'm pretty sure it was a right upper hand. Yeah, okay, right upper hand. We got to copy this, the name exactly to the T. Right. Okay. Let's see. Uh, local local right hand is equal to char. Wait for child. We're not gonna do right hand. Oh, and I'm using tab by the way because it's giving me suggestions just to make this code faster. Let me copy that in there. Really copy it. Okay, boom. All right. Now this is the code that I use to weld the person's weld the thing to the person. Okay, it uses a motor 6D. Okay, so right here you're gonna put the right hand. Okay, wrench is not. This is something I use for something else. We're gonna do the fireball. It's not here yet, but we're just gonna define it for now. Okay, now let's get the fireball. Items, and it was the yellow glow. Let's call this name. Let's name it fireball. If you guys remember. Okay, I want to put it right here. Local fireball is equal to game.replicated storage. The item is gonna take a while because it's a lot of subcategories. That fire has abilities. That magic. Wait for child. Fireball. Now what we're gonna do is we're not just gonna say fireball. We're gonna clone the fireball. Okay. Cloning allows us and multiple people in the game to use that same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay. Let me just make this capital. Right hand. Okay, perfect. Now, just because we cloned it, that doesn't mean it's going to actually appear. Okay, if we join the game, it's not going to actually appear. What we're going to have to do is that we're going to have to bring it into the workspace. Now, just so that we can make it organized, we're going to make a folder for each individual person, and then put that folder inside the actual character of the person, and then put the fireball into that thing. So I'm just gonna show you. Okay, let's just say local VFX folder. It's for each individual player. Is equal to instance. Instance.new is basically anything you want to create from scratch. Let's say folder. Okay. And okay. Let's say VFX dot name is equal to player dot name dot VFX. So it's gonna say the player's name and it's gonna say the player's name and then player's VFX. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, it's gonna say the player's name and then the VFX player dot name dot VFX. Okay, now VFX folder dot parent is equal to pretty sure it's the player, not the character. Do we put into the character? No, I think it's the player. We put into the player. Okay, that player. Okay. No. We gotta put into the character. Otherwise, it's not gonna spawn in the real world. Okay, we gotta put it in the character. Yeah. Okay. And now what we're gonna do is the fireball that we just cloned. Let me just get this out of here. Let's call this cloning fireball. We already cloned it up here, but fireball dot parent is equal to VFX folder. Okay. All right. So that means this fireball is gonna appear in the person's folder. No, this is gonna appear in the person's folder, which is in the person's character itself, which is also in the world. Okay. Now let's test that out in the game. Let's see if that's gonna work. When we click E. Okay. Ah, I forgot to change the argument. Sorry guys. Go back here and then change it to 1 again because it wasn't matching up. I was so confused. Okay, now it should work. Okay, now let's see the person. Let's click E. There we go. Fireball is on the human. It's attached to us. And yeah, everything looks like it's working fine. Let me turn up the graphics so we can get a big better visual of this. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Okay. All right. Now it appears on the actual person's um thing. Okay. So what we're trying to do now is we are trying to play the animation and then see how it looks. After we're done playing the animation, we are going to tween it so it moves forward. Okay. We're gonna call this welding. This is just comments so that you guys and I can understand the code so it's more clear. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is let me get the animation. Let me get the animation from Roblox Studio. Okay, get your animation set up. I have the ID for mine here, and I already referred to it right here. Okay, that's the animation. Okay, now we have to do something different. We have to do local play anim is equal to humanoid. This is where we're gonna play the animation. It's humanoid load animation, and then you're gonna put the animation here, whatever you're trying to load. So as soon as this thing gets welded, play animation. So we're gonna do play animation play, and we're gonna see how that looks, if it'll work. Let's load it up. Okay, let me turn down the graphics a bit. Don't need it to be crazy. Okay, let's see. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now it goes to the full motion. Now, as you can see, this thing doesn't disappear. It